also have some communicator views available to you, and those are, currently I'm in normal view. I can miniaturize. I can dock my communicator on top or at the bottom, left or right. I can also click to make communicator always open on top of any other application that's available on my desktop. So just to show you, for example, what it looks like if I dock my communicator up on top, you'll notice that I still can enter a name or a number to place a call. I still have the important icons available to me. Or I can go ahead and answer my call if a call comes in. And notice I still have my pop-up, I have my icons, and I can manage my calls the same way that I would if I were in normal view. So again, it depends on how you want to view and use Communicator. Again, if I go to my ShoreTel logo, I can go to View and go ahead and return my Communicator to a different view if I want a different view for my Communicator. So questions on moving different views and so forth and so on.
Is there a way, you added the Call Details tab, is there a way to remove that tab?
Which, you mean, which call?
You added Call Details and Contacts tabs at the bottom. Is there a way to take those off of your view?
Sure. So I just click on here, and I click Close, and now it's no longer here. Okay? However, if I go to my Windows, it's still available to me to open it at some other time. So you can close any of these windows by pressing the X button. Okay? All right. Let's talk a little bit more. You guys are really a quiet group. Normally I have a lot more questions. So if we go back to our Options and Preferences menu, we basically talked about all of our General tab options. You can set up a quick dialer on your telephone and here also, and you can search by company name, show the fax number, show the extension, and show, the go arrow and so forth with your quick dialer. We talked about the call handling mode options. You can also personalize your call handling by setting up certain rules, meaning that your call handling mode changes based on rules that you've set up. We've talked about assigning external extensions that you can then have your calls go to here rather than to your primary phone. We've talked about additional phones, Find Me. We've talked about voicemail. This is where you can go ahead and set up your voicemail escalations based on what type of voicemails are coming in, whom and how you want to go ahead and have people notified. And then here's where you go ahead and create your escalation schedule. We've talked about the different Outlook integrations that you can set up. Here is where we talk about the telephony options. The server name, username are auto-populated for you. You can change your password here. You can determine the maximum number of active calls to show at one time in your active call window. And you can also go ahead and suppress the call waiting tone for any subsequent calls or suppress the dial tone if you're using a headset. So again, those are options that you can set up. If you're using a soft phone, meaning that you're using your desktop as a telephone, then this is where you would configure that soft phone information For example, the network adapter is automatically populated for you, as is the endpoint name, but you have to find out from your system administrator what options to use to play and record your messages. Sounds, you can go ahead and set up sounds for your voicemail message, incoming call alert, external call alert, monitored call, and if you're using bridged call appearance, if you're an operator, you can go ahead and set up different sounds so that you're notified of these calls. And you can also, if you want to use prompts other than English and they've been configured for your system, you can also go ahead and choose a language that you will hear the prompts in. Remember that your callers will only hear whatever you've recorded in each one of your greetings. So any questions on anything we've covered? Okay, well, if there isn't, then you can start your weekend a few minutes earlier. And the only other thing I wanted to point out is we talked about having a user guide. We've talked about the quick reference guide. We've talked about the online help. The other thing I wanted to point out is that just very recently, if you go to www.shoretel.com, and ShoreTel.com training, what we've done is under end user training, you'll notice right here on, under end user training, what we've done is set up Communicator and IP phone self-paced training lessons. These are free. And here you are, selecting your course and determining what it is that you want to go ahead and study. And I thought Release 12 was out there already, but I think it's being posted today, so the new tutorial should be out by Monday. And again, you can go back and reference those tutorials in case you don't remember everything that we've covered today. So if there aren't any more questions, I'll go ahead and end the session. I thank you very, very much for your attention, and I wish you all a very happy weekend.